Hi, soldiers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Now Experts Time channel. We are watching a integration series. So earlier I have covered what is a integration overview and what are the types currently available in the integration. If you want to know more about this, please refer those videos. It will help you. So in today's discussion, we are going to talk about unidirectional integration. So there are two type of integrations are there, unidirectional and bidirectional type. This video, it is going to cover the unidirectional integration portion, and specifically I'm going and taking about this imports a table concept. This is a pretty simple solution. It's like a configuration solution. So here what we can see, the use case is there is a third party, any tool, XYZ, any tool. That third party tool, it's transferring the data to service now with the help of import set table. I repeat one more time. Third party system, it sends the data to service now with the help of import set table. So that's what I have highlighted as third party to service now. You consider this item as a inbound, and third party is pushing the data to import set table. So third party is triggering the data to import set table. That means service now side. Third party is sending the data to service now. That means pushing the data to service now with the help of import set table. What is this import set table? Why it is required in your unidirectional integration? So for this case, just assume it's a point-to-point integration. Point-to-point integration means third-party system is directly sending the data to service now. There is no middle layer here. Third party to service now, it's a direct. So that's what we call it as a point-to-point integration. So in this case, when it is doing a point-to-point integration or a direct integration, that time service now side, what is a best practice? When we talk about the best practice, there is no direct integration with your target table. That means third party system will not directly talk to your incident table. Third party system will not directly talk to your change table or problem table or service request table like that. Why? What is the reason is this will create a performance issue, and parallelly it will not support to do the manipulations very easily. So to avoid this item, third party to your direct service now target table, to avoid this functionality, we are putting a middle layer called import set table. So what are all the transaction it is coming from third party to your service now side, we are putting one staging table. That staging table will do all manipulation and finally validate the data. That validated data, it will pass it to your service now. So imports a table is an evaluator whether it having a right data or not from third party. So if it is a right data, it is allowing the data to service now. If it is a wrong data, it is not allowing to hit in your service now target table. Imports a table and incident table both are available in your service now itself, but we are not allowing for a direct communication with your target table. Why? What is the reason? When we see the demo, you will get clarity. So when we talk about this item, the main point is the service accounts and endpoints. How to create that service accounts and endpoints, that is pretty much important in our import set table. So to understand this concept, we go to the service now instance. Here there is a option available to create a import set table. So you just type system web services. Under system web services, you have an option called inbound. So what are all the things it is coming from third party to service now? We call it as system web services and inbound. I forget to highlight one more point. When we talk about this integration, ServiceNow side, uh, there are two major key pillar that is called a SOAP integration and REST integration. Normally we call it as a web service integration. So the web service integration, it having a two classification points. One is a SOAP integration and another one is a REST integration. When you talk about the SOAP, it always support XML files. When you talk about the REST integration, it always support JSON format. So SOAP means XML format, JSON means REST means JSON format. That's the way it is defined in your integration. So today's all tool, it supports two web services, SOAP and REST. Majorly we are focusing a REST, that means JSON format integrations. So we take the recent one to create this import set table. I'm just going to the web service, and inside the web service I'm just clicking inbound. Here you can create a web service table, that means import set table. So I'm just putting a net demo session, just putting the target table as, by default I can take an incident. You can take any table for the target table. So incident is familiar to all, so I'm just selecting that incident. Once you configure this information, just click create. Once it is created, now go back to your system web services. What is the name we have uh, created in the web services? Net demo session. Just copy, go here, paste it. You can see under system web services, net demo session is created. I'm just opening again. So now you created the web service table. So the web service table or import set table. The import set table name or web service table name is called view underscore net underscore demo session. This is a database name and this is a display name. So now import set table is created. Now this import set table should point to your target table, so that whenever the transaction is coming to this import set table, it will route it to the target table. Okay. So I'm just creating that relationship with the help of this web service transformation map. So here you can do a n number of target table mapping. So source table is always this table. Target table you can create n number of table. So here we talk about incident. So I select an incident. So when this n number of table configuration will happen is, you take a CMDB integration or CA integration or REST integration. So that scenario, it will help you to configure a multi-table configuration. So here I take a incident table related mapping. So here just I put incident table mapping and click save. So it shows an error. What is a target table? So here you need to select the target table name. Type target table name is incident and click OK. Save it. So first thing is you created an import set table. Second thing is you mapped that import set table to your target table. Okay. And next thing is you need to do the field mapping. So you are taking one by one action. First action is creating an import set table. Now your web service related information is ready. Second, you are mapping that staging table or import set table to your target table. Third one is in the target table, which field I need to enable or which field I need to map. So here, any field I created, there is no field are available. You see, these are all the system fields. So when you create a new table, there is a system field always create automatically. Similar way, the same type of fields it is created for this import set table when you creating that import set table itself. So for this case, what we need to do, what go back again, go back, go to your web service page. Yeah, this is a web service page. So here you need to define the field, web service fields. I type description, save, short description, save. Now two fields are created in this import set table. These two fields will be mapped with your import set table. I can differentiate this field, imp import set description. Similar way, imp import set short description. Just saving now, update. It's loading. So once you have updated, there are two fields are created in your import set table. Now you can map that import set table value, field value to your target field value. So go back again. So I'm opening the same web service. Two fields are created. Transformation we created. We need to enable that mapping. So going to this page and click a new button here. Here, select the source field and the target field. What is a source field here? We have created how many fields? Two fields, right? You can see that information, imp description, imp short description. So you select this field should talk to what field from the target table. I put the same description field, save it. Now one field mapping is enabled. That means description to description field we enabled. Second, go here. We have created a one more field that is called a short description. This is a short description field. Now we are going to map that short description field with your target table. Yes, now you just save it. So imports a table created, imports a table mapped with your target table, and third point is you enable the field mapping. Now everything it is ready. So at present scenario I have taken only two fields. Maybe you can take more than n number of fields, it is not a problem. So once this ready-made activity is done, we need to do the testing whether this item is working fine or not, so that we can share this uh, web address to third party, then they will send the data. So how to do the testing? whether this item is working fine or not. To check this condition, ServiceNow side itself, we have a super feature called REST API Explorer. So this REST API Explorer, it's a platform capability. So here you can do your testing based on your import set table. So type REST API. REST Explorer. Yes, you just open it. This is a item it is supporting to do your testing. So in your left hand side, you can see namespace, API name, API version, and a similar way you can see the operations. Remember one point, whenever we are creating a import set table, those are all the table APIs. So you should always select the API name is table API. And one more thing is, whenever the version upgrade is happening from ServiceNow, the new APIs are comes under this API Explorer. So when you open this API name and namespace, you can understand what are all the new APIs are built in the current version. Okay, so that is different story. Next, we will come to here. That means we created a sample import set table. So we need to do our testing, right? To do the testing, we are using a REST API Explorer, and we are going to create the record. That means third party, it's sending the data, and that record, it should be created in ServiceNow side. You take this scenario, if that is a case, third party is posting the data. The operation name is a post operation. Just select the post, and what is a table name we selected? It is a net. What is the name we created as? Can we go there? Under system web services, what is the name we created? It will display the name. Net demo session. So type net demo session. So this is a table. This is called import set table. Now we mapped the table name and we are posting that data, and little scroll down. This is pretty much important. This is called request body. We call it as a payload. That means third party is sending the data. That data should present in your body. That body we call it as a request body or payload. So here we have a two fields, right? One is a description and short description. So this is a one, and another one is this short description. So here I can type test one description, test one short description. So this field created by ServiceNow, but this value it is coming from third party. So once you filled this information, or once you pop up this information for this appropriate field, just click the send button. When you click the send button, it'll it'll show that information. This is a URL it is talking, and this is a value it is passing, and status code is 201. That means it is success, and it shows an information as created. And you can see these are all the payload when the record is creating in your ServiceNow environment. So here you can see there are information, what record it is created, what is a ticket number. Those are all the things it is not visible here. So once the payload is sent to ServiceNow, it's creating in a record in ServiceNow target table. So how to check this information? So first thing is, what is a record, what is the incident number? We don't know anything, it is not highlighted anything in your response body. So remember one thing, request body is this and response body is this. So request body, it supports to send the data from third party to ServiceNow. Response body, it's sending an information to third party. I received your data. Based on your data, I have generated this item in ServiceNow. That message, it is called acknowledgement. That acknowledgement we are sending to third party. So now we need to check this data it is created in ServiceNow side or not. How to check it? You just go here, go to the incident. So before that, you check what is the name, test one description, test one short description. So go to incident and open. In the list view, you can see this test one short description it is created. I just open this item and see this is a test one short description, this is a test one description. So the record is created. What is the incident number? Incident number is 10010. That is the incident number. But if you observe this information, when the integration is happening, the mandate field are not filled properly. Correct? Without filling the mandate field also, that integration is enabling. So this is a bug. So how to control? We can see this item in future series, but now we transfer the data from your third party to ServiceNow with the help of imports a table. It is creating the record. Now I just go back to the REST API Explorer. I will create a similar kind of one more record. In the response body, is there any incident number is displaying or not? We need to check it. So that acknowledgement it is going properly or not, we can conclude it. Again, I am going to the net. Demo session imports a table. I'm preparing the request body. Okay, I have not selected the operation called post. Now come back to this builder. Okay, table is not selected because I changed that operation as post. I'm just going back to the same net demo session imports a table. Come back here and click add field, description, short description, test to description, test to short description. So if I check this again, I'm just sending a one more data. If you go down, there is a incident number is not highlighted. What is the incident number? We don't know. How to bring that incident number in this payload? That is important point, right? To bring that incident number, ServiceNow also provides a simple capability with the help of configuration. So if you see, this is a query parameter. This query parameter is going to support you to achieve that state. There is a option called sysparam fields. Here you can select what type of acknowledgement you are going to send the third party. So if you see the response body, the below one, it's like unwanted information we are triggering to third party, right? Only item what we need to do is once the record is created, we should send the incident number. correct? So to achieve this, you come to this query parameter and you need to select the system parameter fields. So before select this, if you come here and check, this is a URL, this is an endpoint currently we are using. When you are changing this sysparam fields, so that time your endpoint also it's going to change. So again I will show you, it ends with unet demo session. Go to your sysparam fields here. What do you want to show us? Target field, correct? So that means incident number it should display. So you take a target record and system ID both, click save, and it should display the value of your reference field. If you are not giving what is happening, if you are giving what is happening, we can see the difference here. So now I just configured this two fields. Go back here, the response body is a plenty information. We are completely avoiding this information and we are going to bring only the system ID and the target table. Go little up and change the value because it was already created. Sending again, record is created. Before going to this item, you can see earlier that the endpoint is different. Now this endpoint is different. Additionally, these two item is added. That means what you have configured above, these two item it is added in your endpoint. And little scroll down and you can see the response body. It shows a different response, different acknowledgement. Yeah. So here also I cannot see the incident number. Where is the incident number? Again, you need to do one more change. Here it is a system ID is displaying, correct? So instead of system ID, you want to show the incident number means, then you need to change that reference field value as a display value. Then you should change this value as true. When you change this true, again come back in this endpoint, see only the sysparam fields, sys ID and the target sys ID. But when you add this parameter that is called sysparam display value is true, then what it will do, it will append in your endpoint as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to correct this item 4, and again I'm going to send the data. Let's see the endpoint and the acknowledgement. Now you can see additional points also added, that is called sysparam display value is true. This parameter added in your endpoint, and come down and you can see the display value as incident number is this. So there are two system ID it is displaying. In this two system ID, one system ID it is explaining that information from your import set table, and another one it is representing as your incident table. Yeah. So here this item we call it as endpoint. So this endpoint it is helping to send the data from your third party to ServiceNow, number one. Number two, once the record is created or not created, that acknowledgement also defined in this endpoint. That is second point. And third point is use this endpoint and send the payload, that means request body like this, from your third party. So these three important items it is happening with the help of this endpoint. So we tested this information, it is working successfully. If you copy paste this incident number, go back and see there is a test 4 description, test 4 short. Go to the incident again, click open, and you can see test4. This is number we copied. Hit enter, open it, and you can see the data here. These two data, it is transferred from third party. This is a way you need to validate your imports at table, field mapping, payload, acknowledgement things with the help of REST API Explorer. So in today's session, we just explored what is imports at table and how it is created, how it is mapped to your target table, and finally how it is generating the record in ServiceNow with the help of REST API Explorer. These things we discussed. Next video, the same unidirectional integration, we will try the same item with the help of third party tool. So REST API is used now. Instead of REST API, we are going to use Postman to do the testing. I hope you enjoyed this session. It clarifies the information about the unidirectional. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching this channel. Good day and good boy.